Hi, I'm Sharon Olszewski from Pineapple Paper Company, and today we're going to unbox the xTool P2 CO2 laser. It can cut and engrave wood and acrylic and leather and more. You can make earrings that are really detailed. You can engrave wooden spoons. Plus, you can make all kinds of coasters. Here are some scored wooden coasters and some slate coasters I made. Now, this video is just the unboxing and the setup of the machine. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because in future videos, we're going to talk more about design setups and making specific projects. So it came in a very big box. It took 2 of us to get it out. And this is the first thing you see when you get it out of the box, that you need to make sure before you open it that you follow the antifreeze instructions. You actually have to remove the sticker to open the lid, so you can't miss it. My second person had to leave, so this is just me holding my camera, so I apologize for it being close. When you open the box, there's a bunch of styrofoam in there, and if you take the top piece of styrofoam on, you can see the instructions, there's some sample materials, cords, all of that. So let's go through those. So here's the sample materials. There's some basswood in there, as well as some cardboard. I'm not sure if it's for packaging or to cut, but you can cut cardboard with this machine, so I'm thinking of trying it. This machine also comes with some acrylic, so we'll look at that in a minute. So after you open these little pockets, here you're going to find the antifreeze solution that sticker was mentioning. They send it with the machine, so you don't have to worry about it. And on the bottle, it is actually like a measuring cup with milliliters on it, and it has the concentration and temperatures right on there. But they also have that in the instruction booklet, so when it comes time to pour the antifreeze in, I'll show you exactly what I did with that. It also comes with the expandable tubing that you're going to use to vent your machine. My machine is next to a window, so I'll use this clamp to attach it to the back of the machine. Here is a funnel that you'll use for the antifreeze, power cord, easy peasy. And then there's also a screwdriver and a little toolkit that comes with it. This is a machine to connect it to your computer if you don't want to hook it up with Wi-Fi. You'll also need to get rid of these bigger chunks of styrofoam so you can get to the inside of the machine. And there it is. The laser bar is kind of hanging out. You can push it around, and then there's these slats that come in and out. And I decided to actually take all of these out to access the styrofoam and the acrylic samples that were inside. There were 2 or 3 pieces of acrylic, which I was pretty happy about. I love cutting and engraving clear acrylic, and I made some really cool projects with it. Laser supplies are kind of expensive, so I will take everything that I can get. I actually found the quick start guide from xTool pretty easy to follow, so that's how I set up this machine, and that's what I'm going to show you. I didn't really have to take out all of those slats. You can use the little screwdriver to unscrew the base plate, so I figured I would just see how that worked because you do need to remove it if you want to add the riser base. The base plate was a little tricky to put back in. You have to make sure that little screw hole lines back up, but it honestly wasn't too bad. The diagram shows kind of what everything else is with the machine. The back of the machine has your vent hole where the piping connects. Also has an optional fire safety set where the tubing plugs in, and then of course the power switch and the power outlet. It is a pretty big machine, but it does fit on a Husky tool bench from Home Depot or the table from Home Depot, which I happen to love. Because the handle sticks out of the machine, it does say that it's a little wider than the base of it actually is, which is how it fits so nicely on the table. I did like how they had all of the little screw holes labeled "remove this screw," which makes the next part easier. You have to use the screwdriver that comes with the machine to take out all of the screws that hold like the back cover on the machine. So with the machine closed, I'm going to take out all of the screws on the back and pop that cover off. It is on there pretty tight, and I was scared. I had to use 2 hands, so I had to stop filming for a second because it exposes the back of the machine. I was a little scared to break it at first, so I didn't go really hard on it, but it is pretty well stuck on there, so don't be worried if you have to force it a little bit. So back to the antifreeze. Right inside of the quick start guide, it will show you whatever your annual lowest temperature is, and it's in Celsius, so I had to convert. and it tells you the concentration. You will have to fill the machine with antifreeze and purified water mixture twice. Purified water does not come with the machine, so make sure you grab some distilled water beforehand. Following that, I used another container to put the antifreeze in so I could use the antifreeze container as my measuring cup. So I measured the amount and slowly poured it in. Then I measured the water that it told me on the chart, poured it in. That's your first filling. After you get that all full, you actually remove the funnel, put the lid on. You can see where it is there. And then you have to plug in the machine and turn it on. It will basically use up the water and antifreeze that's in there. And then you can go back in with your second filling. I actually thought this part was pretty cool. The Glowforge is a little bit more plug and play, so I didn't get to see this, but it is neat getting to see and set up your laser and how it works and understanding what it needs in case you have problems down the road. So as it's filling up the tubes and the whole system, the amount inside of your little container there is going to go down. That's why you have to put in the second filling. So I added a little bit more water, whatever it said on the chart, and then screwed the lid back on, and I was done. Honestly, this part took less time than it was actually getting the back cover off. So don't worry about it. It's super easy. Honestly, the worst part was literally just forcing that back cover off once I had all the screws out. So although a little bit more setup, it's totally fine. Don't worry. So then you have to replace the cover. It snaps back on much easier than it came off, and put all of the screws back in. And you'll see here, you can make sure where all of the screws were placed. Let's take all of the stickers off because let's face it, that is everybody's favorite part of any project. The last step is just adding your vent pipe to the back of the machine. The clamp is a little hard to use with one hand, but honestly, you insert the vent pipe, squeeze the clamp, and then put it over the vent pipe on the back of the machine, and you're done. So that's it for the unboxing. Everything else inside of the machine we'll cover in a separate video, and I'll start showing you some projects. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments below.